Hello, my name is Joanne, and I'm a lifelong spiritual intuitive who has channeled the spirit world throughout my entire life. And most recently, in the years 2021 to 2025, I received hundreds of channelings from Mary Magdalene, and I wrote a book called The Book of Love. And I've said in previous videos that the Book of Love serves as a launching point into my spiritual mission. So all my life, I've known that I was here to help create peace on earth. Didn't know how I was going to do it, but now that I'm a little bit older, I'm starting to get the idea of how together we can create peace on earth. It is totally possible, and it's within our reach. And I'm going to go back to Mary Magdalene, and I've watched many videos about her in which they say she had Gnosis, an inner knowing. Now, I never used that term before. That term didn't come across in my channeling of her, but I certainly got from her that we have the ability to know all things. So I understand the concept of knowing. And throughout the book, there are many, many channelings in which Mary Magdalene states the kingdom of heaven resides within, that the all of creation resides within you. This is what Gnosis is. And she and Jesus served as exemplars to living in Gnosis, to what it is like to be one with the Creator. And I created a new graphic to explain this point. This was a download that I got yesterday, and kind of fitting all the different ideas together. So today I kind of painted and wrote down what the download was telling me to explain Gnosis, how you and I also have all-knowing wisdom within us, and I'm going to show you how it can be accessed and explain it a little bit more. Okay, so this is similar to a previous graphic that I've made showing the world of the heavenly kingdom up here that exists in the vibration of love, contrasting to the lower world of 3D in which we live on Earth. However, Earth is not just a 3D reality. It is what we've been programmed to see and to know. It is my belief that heaven exists within us and all around us. We just have to clear the lens of perception to be able to see and to manifest the heavenly kingdom on earth. And we have all the tools within us. The kingdom of heaven resides within. The all of creation resides within us. Okay, and this is what this graphic shows. So up here, as I said, is the heavenly kingdom. This sun represents the source consciousness, the creator of all things, the all-knowing creator. And in this realm of being one with the creator in unity consciousness, we are in the state of enlightenment. We are in the vibration of love and joy and in peace. And we exist in the golden harmonic of our soul. And Mary Magdalene, in her transmissions to me, spoke frequently about the golden harmonic, that the all of creation is music based on a love note, the harmonic of love that's golden. And I can't remember the exact principle of science that says all the colors exist within gold. So if there is a golden note, all the scale of music, all of the notes exists within gold. The spectrum of light exists within gold. So all things, the all of creation, is constructed from the harmonic of gold. Love, the golden harmonic, is the prima materia of creation, and it exists within us, and we live in it when we live in the frequency of the love of our souls. So here is the source consciousness that created all things, including us. In our truth, we are souls. We are beings of love and light. The power of creation, all of creation exists within us because we are made in the image and likeness of our Creator. So if the Creator source consciousness and we are made in the image and likeness of the Creator. Our soul is source consciousness, you see? So, our soul, our true essence of who we are, is source consciousness. So if the Creator in source conscious is all-knowing, and we are made in the image and likeness of the Creator, and we are source consciousness, then we are all-knowing too. This is Gnosis. It resides within the frequency, the golden harmonic, the music, love and light of our souls. It's within us. So the question is then, how do we access it? And that's where I bring in the idea of the 3D matrix and the dark forces. There was a time, billions of years ago, that the angels in heaven, there were some angels who decided to work against the Creator. They wanted to be above the Creator. They wanted their own creation. But in order to be away from the Creator, you can't be away in truth from that which created you. What they did is they turned off the pilot light to their souls and existed in the material, dense material of creation. And in the infinite spectrum of light, it would be within that tiny area of the spectrum that is dark. And that's what they chose to exist in and create their reality, their version of Earth. And so when the angels fell into the 3D reality in their turned off pilot switch, they needed to get a source of energy from others. So they created a world in which they were there, they had other beings there, and they used the other beings as sources of energy, and they worked to control them. So when we incarnated into 3D Earth, our beautiful souls incarnated into 3D Earth, all the programmings from these dark beings turned off our pilot lights to our souls to a large degree. So our job here, and I'm going to tell you, I said this in a previous video too, I do not believe the earth is a school, that we learn these lessons, we move on, we reincarnate, we learn again. I mean, if you think about it, the whole idea of reincarnation, right? So we're here, we learn these lessons, then we move on and do another life, learn more lessons, and so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And it could go on forever. This is a system, a dark construct, okay? If they hold us into the system of reincarnation, having to learn lessons, then start over again in the next life, maybe we learn a little bit, go to learn a little bit more, a little bit more, it can continue on and on and on and on. I believe instead that we are here to live from our souls, to remember the truth to who we are. And Mary Magdalene talked about this countless times in her hundreds of transmissions to me, that we are souls, we are love, we are light, we hold the all of creation within us. Thus, we are the ones who are powerful. We come from a place of source consciousness, of love and light, filled with power in the glory of the Creator in our souls. But when we inhabit or decide to incarnate upon the earth, the programming overlays they put upon our souls makes us forget who we are. So we're here to remember who we are. We're here to live from love and create a life we desire from our hearts. That is the truth to why we're here. It's not to go through a school and graduate and go back to the next level. And that it is here to live in love. This is the original divine template for the earth. The earth was created to be a garden paradise in which we lived in love, and we could manifest things that we desired as often as we desired. This is what we're remembering how to do. We're remembering our spiritual gifts. We are waking up to who we are as souls. Okay? In order to do this, however, to wake up, we have to remember we're souls, And we have to utilize the gift of free will choice the Creator gifted to us to create the life that we love and desire, or the matrix system of programming run by the dark energies will choose for us. Unless we use conscious choice, we're on autopilot. I remember I took a course many years ago with Bob Proctor, and I'm sure some of you listening to this are familiar with him. And that was the one thing I remember from that course I thought was so crucial to returning to love, is we are programmed from the matrix from when we incarnated in here. So we have what Mary Magdalene calls an overcoat of programming from the darkness that covers the light to our souls. And Bob Proctor called it that we run on autopilot, that we just have these programmings that don't necessarily serve us, that run our lives, unless we consciously look within and say, reflect upon how our life is, and then work consciously to delete these programs and open up the gifts of our spirit, the spiritual programs of our DNA, and live by our spiritual DNA and by our soul's program, the divine template of our souls, rather than the programming of the matrix. And it is a choice. It's a free will choice to choose what we desire from our hearts and manifest those consciously. However, it does take some work to do this, and I've gone through a lot of healing to delete the programming in my consciousness that was attempting to separate me from the Creator and from my soul. In truth, we can never actually be separated from our souls and from the Creator, because our souls are who we truly are. However, our perception, the third eye, and the love in our heart, our access to those can be dimmed by the programs of the matrix. So there are many things we could do with our free will choice to return to our souls and live in alignment with the gifts the Creator gave to us, in alignment with our souls. But we have to use our free will choice, and when we get into the point of alignment, then we are in the vibration of love, we have peace in our lives, and we will have access to what I call the book of wisdom, the all-knowing, the Gnosis of the all of creation. Everything you need to know is inside of you. And actually, that is a quote from my book, Angelique and the Green Planet. Several times throughout this book, there are beings on the Green Planet that tell Angelique everything she needs to know is inside of her. And she learns this on her way to help humans find peace or create peace on Earth. And Angelique represents a human angel. And there are many human angels on the planet that are here working to help others find the love and light of who they are. Okay? They live in the energy of love, and their purpose is to help others. And so the goal then is to learn how to live from our souls. So the first thing I would recommend as what you could do to get more awakened to the love and light of your soul is to ask your soul to speak to you, and stop and take that quiet time to listen. You can ask the Creator, you can ask the angels to help you. How do I get in greater alignment with my soul? What is it that I need to do? Are there any major programs in the way that are blocking me from hearing my soul, from living from my soul, from knowing all things? Which you have the sovereign right to know the truth in all things. But you have to be in alignment with your soul, with the Creator, and most importantly, to live from the vibration of love. And to live from the vibration of love, you have to learn to love yourself first and love all others. So this is something that we're born as these beings of love and light. We are souls, but we're programmed and purposely traumatized by the matrix, by the programmers of the matrix, the people who aligned with dark beings, and the dark beings themselves love to traumatize children. That is one of their main strategies, to lower our vibrations beneath love, so we're not in alignment with our souls, and we're not in alignment with knowing all things, with Gnosis, like Mary Magdalene and Christ and Yeshua talked about, the Christ consciousness. They want to keep us away from our Christ consciousness so they can continue to run their operations. Okay? They can continue to control humanity. They can continue to use humanity for their own benefit. And so we have to awaken to the truth to our souls, the love to whom we are. And when we awaken to it by using our free will choice and then living in love, we rise above their system and we no longer are impacted by it. And then we live in our souls. And when we live in our souls, we can then manifest what our heart's desires. We can manifest what we want in our life. We can manifest what we want to do to help others. We can manifest our own reality. And I call these reality bubbles. So when we're living from the love and light of our souls, in the frequency of love, using our free will choice to create our lives in joy and in peace, and we create a reality bubble. So imagine millions of people around the planet creating their own reality bubbles of love, joy, and peace. This is heaven on earth. This is living by the divine template of your soul and helping to secure the divine template of heaven on earth on the planet. And I'm seeing when these separate, they seem like the bubbles are separate. We each have our own energy. In that sense, we are sovereign. However, our light radiates to all the bubbles, and we create a network of love and light frequency upon the earth that is raising the all of creation. And even people who are here, who are, some of the programmers, the dark energies, some of them are going to want to ascend. Some of them may not and may want to stay there, and that's fine. That's their free will choice. But I am telling you, they have no right to use their free will choice to tell the children of the light what to do and take away their free will choice for manifesting the life that they desire. They have no right to do that. But we're the ones that have to show them that they have no right to. We show them we are the ones with the power because we are the children of the light. We are the ones who have the love and light of source consciousness within us, which is far more powerful than this. They put out all these illusions, and when I was writing the word illusions, I had to go over it with my marker, and I saw the word ill. It's sick, it's deviant, it's not in balance, it's not harmonious with the truth to who we are as souls. It's not harmonious to the golden harmonic of our souls. It is falsity, it is a lie. And when we shine the light of our souls, the light of Christed energy of whom we are, so powerfully upon the earth, we send an energetic invitation out to others who are not yet awakened, to kind of whisper to them, wake up, it's time to wake up. Look at your soul, live from your soul, and you'll be happy. And we send it out to everyone, to all the dark beings, to all the programmers. They don't have to accept it. but many will. And I'm telling you, I see many dark beings. I've worked with many who no longer want to do the work for Satan. They don't want to do this illusion work. They want to be free. And some of them, it sounds kind of strange, have families too. They're dark families, and they want something better for them too. You know, my imagination and my intuitive ability showed me a lot of these things. And so we send out the invitation to them and allow them to rise. But we always have to be mindful too, as spiritual intuitives, of people who carry the light, of those who do not want to rise and ascend, who might want to trick us and say, oh yeah, I'd like to ascend, and then use our energy. I know from experience, okay, that there are those that existed, and my soul put me through the very darkest of dark and wanted me to see how this whole operating system works, and so that I would know how I could help others from my experience and from what I learned. Okay, so once I got the basic game plan of how programmers of the matrix work, how they work to control us by taking over our free will choice, by putting these programs into systems to make us forget that we are the ones in charge of creating our lives. They want us to forget to look inward. They want us to look outward to all of everything in the outside world, and that's how they control us. But if we simply take the time and turn inward to the sanctum of our hearts, to the kingdom of heaven that resides within us, to the power and glory of our souls, and ask our souls, or you can ask God, Creator, Jesus, whoever you're comfortable with, what is it that I have to heal to get more into my soul? What program do I have to delete to live more from my soul? What is it that needs to be shown to me so that I can live from the love and light and truth to whom I am? Ask and you shall receive, and it will be shown to you. Whatever it is you need to heal or do will be shown to you, but you have to ask, and you have to take the time to go within and spend a little bit of quiet time, get away from the chaos, and really truly learn to love yourself. And the reason why loving ourselves is so difficult for so many is because of the trauma to the inner child and wounds that we've gotten from a young age. And for those of you who believe in past lives, like I do, the wounding can go back in past life too. It simply needs to be healed. And there are so many good healers out there, but always ask and use your intuition. Whenever you go to a healer, whenever you look for spiritual advice, please ask and please follow your gut, because there are many who are so good and talented and who can truly help you. And there are others who are just do it for money, or even worse, because they want to take energy from people. So if you pay attention and learn to really listen to your intuition, then you'll find the right healer or the right healing method you can do yourself to help you ascend in consciousness, to live from your soul and create like a reality bubble of heaven on earth in which you manifest all that your heart desires. And that's my wish for you, that you are happy and healthy and filled with love and joy and peace, and create the life your heart desires. And once you do that, you stand as like a transmitting station or a beacon of light, and you radiate that energy out to others to invite them to do the same. And this is how we create heaven on earth. This is how we create peace on earth. This is the way the earth was designed to be in here, with all these good things in 5D, in which there is no suffering. Every single person is fed. Every person is healthy. Every person has adequate housing and more than enough, because there is more than enough in the world right now for every single person. We just have to claim our sovereign right of free will choice and use it, and go within to garner the power of our souls, and really intensely and with intent ask the universe, or tell the universe what it is that we want, and be open to receive it, and live from our own programming and not from the autopilot programming of the matrix that wants you to do what they want you to do so they can control you and make your life miserable too, because these individuals, they don't live from love. They're not happy. They're miserable. And you know the expression, misery loves company. So if they're miserable, they don't want to see people happy. But if they're someone like me, or if there's someone like me who worked on themselves, who has gotten myself to be happy, who is healed, I really want others to be happy. And I've known, as I said, my mission here is to help create peace on earth. And I'm finally learning how that is. It's by helping to awaken the love and light of others to the truth of their souls, and to help download that energy, that soul energy from above into the self and radiate source consciousness. That's one of my favorite things to do, that when I've worked healing others, is to assist them in downloading and coming into alignment with a greater amount of their soul's energy. That, and healing the inner child and bringing in the love of the Mother Mary, who's one of my guides, bringing her love in to help heal others. It brings me great joy, because when I work on others, it heals me too. And it truly makes me happy to see others happy. Okay, so I think I talked about all that I wanted to talk about for now. And I'm going to mention too that I will be coming up with programs and ways that I can greater assist others in healing the wounded child, healing mother issues. I have a lot, as I said, I bring in a lot of mother energy, and downloading the frequency of their souls more into their body by awakening the love and light within, and teaching others that truly the kingdom of heaven resides within us. It is in our heart. It's in the vibration of love. And when we know this, we don't have to look to others to show us the way. I mean, we can learn from others, but truly to find the way to the kingdom of heaven, be like a child and live from your heart and live from love, and the door shall be open to the kingdom of heaven. Live from the love and light of your soul. Thank you for listening.